The water level of Shasta Lake is on the rise, a boost for farmers downstream.
92% of the state is still under some level of drought.
Welcome back, folks. Today, we've got an earth-shattering update straight from the heart of California. The magnificent Shasta Lake. Brace yourselves for a jaw-dropping revelation that has left officials scratching their heads. Picture this. A reservoir that's gone from a desperate drought to a lake that's practically bursting at the seams. Shasta Lake, California's vital water haven, has been playing a game of hide-and-seek with its water levels, leaving everyone in awe. Despite the scorching summer sun, Shasta Lake has defied expectations, reaching a whopping 1036 feet on August 17th, a stark contrast to the parched scenes of 2022 and 2021. But there's a twist in the tale, and it's got scientists and water wizards on edge. What in the world happened? What's causing these water acrobatics? And what does it mean for Shasta Lake's future? Stick around because we're about to unravel the mystery. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Now let's talk about the rebirth of Shasta Lake. Imagine, once a dry spell, and now it's a haven for Californians seeking refuge from the relentless summer heat. It's like a breath of fresh air, quite literally. But hold on to your water bottles, because despite this aquatic comeback, there's a cloud of uncertainty hanging over Shasta Lake's future. What's causing the ripples of concern? We're about to dive into the details. First off, let's set the scene. Shasta Lake, residing majestically in Shasta County, Northern California, spreads across 31,000 acres and cradles a mind-boggling 4.5 million acre-feet of water. That makes it the third largest body of water in the Golden State, trailing only behind Lake Tahoe and the enigmatic Salton Sea. But here's the kicker. Shasta Lake didn't just happen. It's the result of a colossal effort called the California Central Valley Project, a grand plan to manage the state's water resources effectively. Cast your minds back to 1944, when the formidable Shasta Dam harnessed the wild Sacramento River, birthing our water wonderland. Before Shasta came into the picture, the Sacramento River was a bit of a rebel, flowing unpredictably and causing chaos. It was a lifeline for budding agriculture, supplying the thirsty Central Valley with much-needed irrigation. But, and there's always a but, the southern San Joaquin Valley got the short end of the stick, grappling with insufficient runoff. Enter the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation, heroes of our tale. In 1933, they embarked on a mission. Not just Shasta Lake, but 19 other dams along California's major rivers. Shasta Dam, a marvel of engineering brilliance, doesn't just coral the Sacramento River, but also the McCloud and Pitt rivers. This trio delivers a whopping 6.2 million acre-feet into Lake Shasta annually, making it the 10th largest man-made lake in the U.S. now. That's a feat. But Shasta Lake isn't just a pretty face. It's been the backbone of California's water needs for almost a century. Agriculture gulps down about 60% of its yearly discharge, while municipalities in the semi-arid Central Valley claim over 30%. The rest? Well, it's a crucial part of the Bureau of Reclamation's plan to revive riparian and wetland habitats that took a hit from the Sacramento River's unpredictable behavior. The Shasta Power Plant, a bustling hub beneath the dam, is like a powerhouse on steroids, churning out a mind-blowing 667,000 kilowatts of electricity. That's enough juice to light up over 500,000 households. And the cherry on top, it's pumping a whopping $50 million into federal coffers annually. Talk about making it rain, or should I say, making it shine. Now here's where it gets juicy. When spring's high flows hit, Shasta Lake turns into a superhero, tucking away a massive 1.3 million acre-feet of floodwater. It's a masterstroke that saves the day, countering the threats of runoff and erosion. But guess what? This year, the unexpected happened. The legendary Shasta Dam found itself in a face-off with Mother Nature, and you won't believe the outcome. So, what's the deal with the so-called high tide causing a buzz among Californians? Well, it turns out that this seemingly paradoxical situation is a cause for celebration. Why? Because California has been dealing with a 2-decade-long drought. Any sign of abundance is a reason to break out the confetti. Now, let's rewind to the nail-biting 2021. Shasta Dam, a towering 522-foot fortress, hit a nerve-wracking low of 230 feet, the lowest since 1977. Panic buttons were pushed across the board. Agriculture, energy, clean drinking water, you name it. And let's not forget the poor native salmon and trout, facing their version of jeopardy. Don Bader, the area manager of the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation, spilled the beans, highlighting the ongoing drought and the region's evolving demands since '77. It was a tightrope walk for the Bureau, juggling the needs of urban centers, farmlands, and downstream wetlands, all thirsting for Shasta Lake's precious waters. Fast forward to 2023, and Shasta Lake is making a splash, literally. Water levels are rising, and a wave of optimism is sweeping over the region. Now let's dissect this positive shift. It's like a superhero origin story, with factors converging to reshape Shasta Lake's destiny. Our journey starts high in the Klamath Mountains, where the Sacramento River begins its annual adventure. This year, winter decided to go big, breaking records with snowfall levels that haven't been seen in 77 years. Picture this: mountains blanketed in snow, reaching depths that defy the norm. Let's put things in perspective, shall we? Cast your minds back to August 17th of the previous year, a time when Shasta Lake was chilling at a worrisome 934.31 feet, a staggering 133 feet below its full capacity. Fast forward to the same date 2 years ago, in 2021, and we were looking at an even more concerning 911.36 feet. Now, compare that to this year's robust 1050 feet. Talk about a comeback. Don Bader, the Bureau of Reclamation spokesperson, is practically singing in the rain about it, saying, "This year is looking a lot more encouraging than the previous years, so that's going to make the year a lot better for everybody, as long as we continue the rain." Trinity Lake, Shasta Lake's sibling from the same mountain range, is trailing 120 feet below its full capacity, despite its smaller size. Trinity Lake weathered 3 harsh years of drought, hitting a low of 51% of historical averages and a pitiful 37% overall by April 1st. Mary Lee Nix from the Bureau of Reclamation explained Trinity's struggle, heavily reliant on snowpack rather than rainfall. Despite a gloomy outlook on drop maps, Trinity got a boost this year, exceeding the combined intake of the past 3 years, with Mount Shasta's snowmelt potentially pushing its levels over 50% in summer. By July 12th, Trinity Lake surged to 2297 feet, a remarkable 65-foot increase, settling at 2,292.60 feet by August 17th. Meanwhile, Shasta Lake is gearing up for a full tank, with no water releases scheduled. Governor Newsom eased some restrictions, but the drought emergency remains, especially in the San Joaquin and Sacramento valleys. Shasta Lake's influx this year hasn't fully compensated for precipitation loss since '97, citing climate change and water management challenges. Hydrology professor Graham Fogg advises cautious optimism and vigilant water management for these reservoir mood swings in the arid Central Valley. Water levels, like that unpredictable friend, might just surprise you when you least expect it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments below.